And it's volleyed straight at Siadi. Hit it well enough. Bugera caught it on the volley, but right at Siadi. Fortunately for Mazembe.
And what I've observed from this TP Mazembe is they defend too deep, and it's going to cost them if they don't do anything about it. You could see the center back even alone over there, and it's for me, I think it's not a good sign for them.
Lucky to get away with that one. There's plenty of space for Bugera to peel away from his mark, and they could be in trouble again here, Mazembe. Numbers forward for Esperance. It's pulled back. Bugera once more. Shoots again. Closed down, this time by Keita, but warning signs there for the Congolese side. Back it comes in, and it's Keba So plays it off to Bugera. So tries to keep it in. Lands on the roof of the net. Well, they haven't conceded so far this season, but it's certainly not the most promising of signs early on here for Mazembe defensively.
Yeah, I'm even surprised how they went on beating, because the way they defended now is too deep. They defend too deep, and I'm not really impressed with the way they're defending so far. Maybe Esperance is doing something right, which I can see, but they're defending too deep, and it's going to cost them with a team like Esperance.
Esperance again looking to build an attack. Bugera, he's seen plenty of possession early on. He's had the game's best chance as well so far. Bugera plays it off to get the 1-2. Get out on that occasion, but this will go. It's going to be a foul here for the Tunisians. It is Zadim. What a spell playing in Latvia with Valmiera, the Esperance midfielder. And Hamida. Bugera. And Hamida shifts it inside. Ben Hamida and lays it off to Bugera. Bugera just to swing it in. Managed to poke that backwards. Elayab. Maria. It's been at the club for just over a year now. Yassine Maria. Played at the last two World Cups for Tunisia, as well as the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations. The side reached the semi-finals. Missed out though the starter, but 2022 was sidelined by a serious knee injury. Zumbi easily read by the defence. Mondeko. On the Confederation Cup with the Tape Mazembe in 2017 at Kevin Mondeko. They've struggled on the continent in recent times. Mazembe failing to qualify for the Champions League. The previous two seasons are back in the 16-team group stage. This time around, however, using a side and the Asa Big Bullets are 5-0 on aggregates. And the reward is a spot alongside Mamelodi Sundowns and a pair of newcomers, Pyramids of Egypt, who finished second in the Egyptian top flight last season, as well as Nouadhibou of Mauritania, the first club from that country to make the group stage of Africa, the Champions League. It's Keita whose attempted cross is charged out by Bugera. Quite short this corner. Kinzumbi whips into the far post, and we have the opening goal. 11 minutes gone, and it's a powerful header from Sheikh Fofana. Well, he's been banging form in recent times. Very much a player to keep an eye on, and so it's proved. The first real chance for Mazembe. They have punished Esperance. Lovely ball swung in towards the far post. Brilliant header as well. Plenty of pace on it. Too much for the goalkeeper to handle. And Mazembe have the lead. I'm not entirely sure we saw that coming based on the first 10 minutes, but, you know, football's a funny old game, and Mazembe have seized upon their opportunity.
For me, you can't keep Benai when you are marking his own. You know, he's a bit shorter player who can should have been out from the box. You know, you saw him kept watching the ball, and the striker was a tall striker who is also a confident striker. So when you leave somebody like that, he's gonna make sure he gets the ball down. But marking a zone, you shouldn't put short players when you're marking a zone, and that is what caused our Esperance.
All the goals have been coming for Fofana. Another one of them this afternoon. It's importantly one that's given TP Mazembe the lead early on here in this first leg. This quarter-final, well, they had gone at 4 games in a row against Esperance without scoring. They have ended that barren streak thanks to the teenager Jake Fofana. Bugera. This is so. Pulls it back. Well defended on that occasion, but a little bit too casual, and Esperance might have an opportunity yet. Stayed down. Looks like it's Sinagacha. It's Mutez Zadim, in fact, the number 19. Well, they say you're often at your most vulnerable just after scoring a goal, and again, Mazembe, not the most convincing defensively there. They did well in the end, but Esperance going right down the other end and pulling level.
Yeah, it looks like they've been defending deep, as I was saying. It looks like it's been working for them. They've been defending throughout their games, the previous games. And for me, I'm not still convinced with the way they're defending, but it looks like it's working for them.
Brand new tournaments with a $4 million prize check fighting the victors. There's been no real sense so far of teams just, kind of working out how they're going to approach this competition. They all seem to be really going for it early on.
For me, it's a new competition, so everybody wants to make sure he goes to the books, the history books, of being the first team to win it. So it's a very good thing for all the teams participating.
Very open start to proceedings in Dar es Salaam. Tiedi. Was in goal during Mazembe's run to the semi-finals of the CAF Confederation Cup in 2022, and that's a dangerous place to lose the ball. Fortunately, Decker was there to bail out his teammates. Keita. Joined in July from Paris-based Bobigny, club in the 4th tier of French football. Ibrahim Keita. Mauritania international. Fofana was looking for a bit of help there. Malaya. No one home, just giving the ball away rather cheaply. Deco. Tala. Nice first touch from Badamasi, the Niger international. Cross towards the near post. Ball held up and then laid off, and a real mess of that strike. Hamida. Beats into it is Kebaso. Mondeko has the ball at his feet. Scored in the second leg of the 4-0 victory against the Asa Big Bullets in the second round of Champions League qualifying. Finished 5-0 on aggregate that time. A victory in the first leg in Lilongwe. Deco taking charge with the header. This will be Mazembe's ball. So the youngster in attack for Esperance. To drive forward, Husam Hacha has been a virtual ever-present this season from the wing, the left-footed player. Mamu started the last league game in the Tunisian top flight with Mohamed Amin Tugay suspended. Here's a red card against CS Faction. Tugay named among the substitutes for this encounter. Nigerian international. Just 19 years of age, Aminala Mamish, given the nod once more ahead of the vastly experienced Moza Bencharifa. He's made 400 appearances for Esperance. Guerra made it off first time and was caught slightly by his opponents. Great word of warning for Ibrahim Keita. Well, a good number of Tekno Mazembe fans have made the trip from the Democratic Republic of the Congo for this match. Guerra doing well to hold off his man. The form behind Esperance, but should they be overly concerned based on what you've seen so far, Asamoah?
So far, I think their build-up has been very, very slow. You know, although they had their first chance of the game, but their build-up has been very, very, very slow. It looks like TP Mazembe has been very, very aggressive in midfield, and they are not allowing Esperance to have their game. And it's been very, very interesting though. But I think the build-up of Esperance has been very slow. They need to lift up their game, and we see what happens.
A free kick here, the visiting side. It's going to be Mita Zadem to whip it in. It's away relatively easily by the Mazembe defence, and on a free kick as well. Disappointing there, that delivery in.
Number 4 Mohamed bin Ali, number 5 Mohamed Amin bin Hamida, number 6 Hasim Tika, number 9 Zakaria Ayub.
Discussion with the referee, it was his elbow. That's caught the side of Philip Kinzumbi.
Number 10 anacheza Osama Mugwera, number 11 anacheza Kilba Soa, iko kikosi cha Esperance Tunis. Ni mchezo wa robo finali wa African Football League, mchezo ambao ni mwendelezo wa michuano hii, na mchezo huo kama unavyofahamu unacheza kwenye uwanja wa Benjamin William Mkapa, uwanja ambao
Keita hits the deck. Decision going his way. Part of a Mauritania side that has qualified for its 3rd straight Africa Cup of Nations. Never appeared at the competition before 2019, but set to third successive trip to the finals on the Ivory Coast. Start of 2024.
Watu wengi ambao wana matarajio kuona timu hizi, lakini kwa upande wangu naona kubwa zaidi Esperance Tunis kuweza kuondoka na ushindi kwenye mchezo huu kutokana na experience waliokuwa nao pamoja na ubora waliokuwa nao. Nikizungumzia Mazembe, wao ni moja ya klabu kubwa hapa barani Afrika, lakini kwenye siku za karibuni Mazembe kama ubora wao umezidi.
Was looking further ahead for Kinzumbi. We weren't quite on the same page there. It's Ben Hamida once more leading the counter. Sliding intervention made by Keita.
Ni kama wanaanza
2-1 win against Gabon on match day 6. Ensuring Mauritania their place next year's African Cup of Nations.
Kikosi cha Esperance Tunisia kama nilivyokutajia lineup yao ni kikosi ambacho kimejaa
1-2 there. Ball in is far too close to Siedi.
Kuweza kushinda ubingwa
to calm things down. And see on top here. The early storm looked a little bit shaky at the start, but since then they've really grown into their game, and the goal seems to have settled them down.
Yeah, I think their confidence level is beginning to go higher, and then when you have a confident team, you can do anything. And I think the goalkeeper, as you said, he's trying to calm things down to make sure they rest a bit. You can see the weather conditions has not been favoring them. You can see players getting tired, so this is where you should use your experience, and that is what they're doing. They're calming things down. They are 1-0 up, and they're calming things down. I think it's a good thing for them. And defensively, as we said, they've been very, very good. Although I'm not impressed with the way they're defending so deep, and that is what I'm worried about. But they are 1-0 up, and they are doing what they have to do. They are doing well.
Esperance who have had the greatest share of possession so far, but with the only goal to this stage. The Confederation Cup season with Monastir. Side reached the quarterfinals of last season's competition. The Monastir side will actually beat Esperance in the 2020 Tunisian Cup final. Monastir claimed their first trophy since the club was founded back in 1923, now wearing the colours of Les Saints-Éor, the blood and gold.
Kama nilivyokuja, lakini ubora wa wachezaji, quality ndio inaenda kuamua, lakini na mifumo ya kocha ambayo itaenda kutumika. Kama Esperance watakuja na mfumo bora mzuri, mfumo bora zaidi, basi watashinda.
Ball up ahead to Bugera, just to keep it in play. Cause problems here for Keita, but he's just passed astray.
Iko kitu ambacho nimesema hapo, kwa hiyo dakika 90 nadhani nitaenda kupatia majibu nyingi ambaye anaenda kushinda mchezo wa leo. Ukiangalia timu Mazembe ina historia kubwa kwenye soka la Afrika, mmoja ya vilabu ambavyo vimetoa mataji mengi ya hapa barani Afrika ya CAF Champions League, wametoa
Mazembe team that's played in the 2021 Champions League group stage, but actually make an appearance in that competition. That's a 2-year wait for a return this year.
Fofana has been looking lively in this game. He scored, and I think he's been the target man for TP Mazembe. They're looking up to him, and he's been the live wire. His movements, he comes and then he goes behind the defense, and he looks like a confident striker.
He's not had too many opportunities, but every time he gets involved, he certainly does look a threat. Victimized by the fact he's the scorer of the only goal.
Ya TP Mazembe na vile vile Esperance hawajawa nyuma, kama unavyofahamu Waarabu pia huwa wanajitokeza kwa wingi kwenye mechi zao, kwa hiyo pia nao wapo kwa wingi, na mchezo umebaki dakika chache kwenda kuanza. Sasa hivi naona wachezaji wanaingia wakiwa wanashambulia, wanasalimiana pale, ni kupeleka moja kwa moja
goes against Mazembe and Kinzumbi. Foul on Zadem.
Tukutane baada ya dakika 15 za kipindi cha kwanza.
Kwa taarifa mbalimbali
chips it forward. Bugera. Ben Hamida.
Uchambuzi wa magazeti, matangazo mubashara na mpira wa mkono, mafundisho ya Mungu.
Poke it back to Bugera. Just about succeeded in doing so. Maria. Return ball to Takara again. To find some pockets of space here, Esperance. Two of white and black shirts defending deep for Mazembe. Holding firm for now, that back line. Maria, he caught in possession. So Gonza, we put him under pressure. The Mazembe players down here just receiving some medical attention. Just a follow through, I think, from catcher to catch Badamasi, but able to shake it off pretty quickly. Just want to go back to something that Kevin Mondeko said in the pre-match press conference. He said that last season the problem was more in their minds, their heads, rather than a question of talent. The change of coach has brought about a different mindset. Just wonder how much of an impact can that have, the coaching change? How can he help you get out of a rut as a team?
Yeah, sometimes it changes the momentum of the players. It changes the mindset of the players. Sometimes there are players who don't have playing time, and when a new coach sets in, they feel like it's open for a chance for everybody to play, and it changes the energy of a team. Sometimes it's a good thing for a team, and even for the players who are not playing previously. And I think it's sometimes it's good.
That's for cross here. It's not a bad one either. It's eluded everyone. I think it's going to skip out for an Esperance throw, but it's curled into a fine area by Kinzumbi. Escaped down that left-hand side. A couple of teammates to try and pick out. Quite managed to do so, but get themselves into a good situation there at Mazembe. Positive mindset when they get the ball. The Congolese side looking to really impose problems for Esperance. Ben Hamida's caught in possession there. One back by Kinzumbi. Closed down quickly the strike from Henekoi, but they still have it here. This is Fofana. Keeps it alive. The strike here, and it's straight at Memish. Caught it sweetly. Too close to the goalkeeper though, unfortunately for Mazembe. He's getting into a tangle there, Mortala, but able to sort his feet out in time. Here they come again. Fofana once more. Right ball here for Hennekoy. It's a bit of a tangle with the defender. Speed. Kick in the end.
Fofana anajaribu kusogea. Haya, Fofana anampila piga shuti, lakini bado anao alikonza ndani ya kuna anaambiwa hujaguswa, nyanyuka, cheza boli.
It was part of the Esperance side that won the CAF Champions League for the very first time in 1994. Tarek Tebe. His team trailing though by a goal to nil. Just over 30 minutes played in Dar es Salaam.
Kila mmoja na kocha wa zote mbili pia akiwa hasa yule Esperance Tunis pia benchi kukaliki akiwa anahitaji pia ushindi ama kupata bao la kuweza kusawazisha. Mamao sasa anao mpira kwa Esperance Tunis, arudisha kwa Menichi golikipa wake.
So
Menichi anacheza na Mamao.
Kindly to
Mamao anaangalia mpatie nani, anacheza na Ayebi. Ayebi anapelekea wapi? Anacheza aliko Gacha. Mamao sasa anao mpira Esperance Tunis. Anacheza wapi? Anacheza na Ayebi. Ayebi anacheza katikati alipo Gacha. Haya, anaswitch. Bado na Esperance Tunis.
Long, it's going to drop here for Ben Hamida, but it's I think it's the first touches.
Haya, Ayebi.
Opponents Magua and Tambay with his follow through. Going for the same ball, boots raised. It was Hamida, the Esperance captain, who was beaten to it. C80. Ball upfield. On well by El Ayeb. With Mondeko now, though. Still, it's Esperance with the majority of possession. Difficult, though, the past 20 minutes or so to really break down a Mazembe back line. A couple of early sights on goal, but since then, has it been any kind of tactical adjustments, or have they just tightened things up and they've looked a little bit more assured, Mazembe?
Yeah, I think Mazembe are a confident team right now. You know, they are being the aggressive team in this game, and they've scored one. And what surprises me is the way Esperance is playing. You know, they are playing the ball on their feet. They are not playing like the way as if they are losing this game. You know, they are very, very calm. You know, they are not moving into spaces. You know, there is no penetrative passes, and that is the most surprising thing so far. But I think it's a well-deserved 1-0 victory for TP Mazembe, because they are the aggressive team right now.
Be careful here, though. Ball falling for Bukera, and they've got a free kick in a dangerous position, Esperance. Listen to count. Player rolling around on the ground. It's going to be a free kick from about 25 yards or so. Won initially by Tambwe, but it was Bukera who laid it off to count. It was then brought down. Bukera certainly placed the ball down with some intent here. And here's a debut for Tunisia. an African Cup of Nations qualifier against Equatorial Guinea in June, alongside his Esperance teammates, while Debali was among the players on the bench this afternoon. Debali. Trying to make sure the wall is to his liking, Apaggio at C80. Garrett, discussion with Takar. It does look as if it's going to be Bruguera to try his luck. Up he steps, he's trying to sneak it around the wall or what there, but he lacked conviction in that attempt. Just about staying in, well, it hadn't in fact, had gone out for a moment, as if Tape Mazembe might be able to play on, but has been to eventually confirm it had gone out for a throw. It's the area, and it's headed away by Tambwe. Long by Ben Hamida. Zadab to settle for throw. Important a few minutes here before half time for Mazembe. Holding on to that slender advantage. Saw in the first game that Simba switched off at a key moment and were punished by an athlete, including first half stoppage time. To their credit, they did bounce back remarkably early in the second half to eventually be pegged back and being finished at 2-2. Same ground 2 days ago. Malaya. So it's gone out. Haven't seen too much of him so far, Kebaso. Had that early chance where he decided to lay it off rather than have a shot himself. How can they get him more involved in this first half, particularly, potentially the second as well?
I think they need to get him involved in the game a bit, because he's the only one who's trying to attack the space. Although sometimes his decision making has been a suspect, but they should try and use him as a wall a bit, to play the ball, get some players to support him, and then we see what happens. But so far, as you said, he's never been the target man so far. It's been very, very difficult.
All of the play for Esperance has developed down the left-hand side, but really been able to properly trouble Apaggio Saidi so far. Tambwe. Nice first touch from Heinekoi. Bafana trying to make something of it. Heinekoi gets it back. Bruguera, all two players of a similar age, Fofana and Kebaso. One of them far more influential so far. Area. Mamu. Fofana. Siadi just taking his time over things. Long searching ball upfield, but that skip through for Mamish to come and collect. Alaya. Takar. Gives it straight back to Mazembe. Ziadi. Takar. As we play from Takar and looking to draw the foul there. Referee told him to get up. Gonza. Tambwe. Zadem. Any obvious tactical alterations you see that Esperance might want to make for the second half, or they wait a bit before making those changes?
I think they need more offensive players. They need players that can exploit the spaces behind the defense, because it looks like the way they are possessing the ball, everybody is receiving the ball on the feet, which is for me, I don't think it's a team who wants to score. If you want to score goals, you need to get players moving behind defense, coming and moving, and that is what they're lacking right now.
It's a good weighted ball in behind there, and well, it's going to be a free kick, but very nearly got in behind the defender. I think that's the kind of thing you're talking about there, Asamoah, just making those runs, just really asking questions of the defence, using their speed. Taking Mazembe. Esperance have looked quite static for the most part in this first half. Mazembe have had less of the ball, but when they get it, they look a bit more dynamic. Get forward a bit more speed, a bit quicker. Zumbi. Esperance have had almost double the number of shots, but just 2 on target for both sides in this first half. Fana. And Hamida. This is So. Now, was he caught when he shot there? Keba So stayed down.
So has been very, very slow with his execution. When you get to the box as a striker, you need to make something happen. He's a bit slow for my liking. He needs to just show his presence, with his size and his everything. He needs to show his presence. When he has the ball, he's a bit slow up front.
I wonder if he just caught the heel of an opponent here as he was going to shoot. He was closed down and started to get back up. Kebaso. A little bit hesitant though, taking aim, just allowed the defender to get back and be off balance as he went to strike that ball. Just when it looked like Esperance might have an opportunity to snatch and equalise late in this first half. To the right, So to the left. So was the option. That's Ben Hamida went with. A couple of minutes added on here for stoppages at the end of this first half. So rather gingerly makes his way to the touchline. Play restarts and Mazembe sportingly give it back to Esperance. An area forwards. So back up and running. Good to see from an Esperance perspective, and it's going to be a yellow card for the Mazembe skipper, Kevin Mondeko. Right to the end of this first half. We just need to be careful here, Mazembe, to lose focus. The interval just seconds away. Driven into the area towards the far post, headed back across goal by Ameria, and nodded behind for a corner kick. The corner, in fact, because the referee's assistant has his flag raised over on the far side, presumably against Ameria. Clearly just setting off a shade too soon. Siedi sips as he takes it, and that's the last act of the first half. Our lead for Tepe Mazembe over Esperance after the first 45 minutes. Cheikh Fofana with a goal, 1-0 to the Congolese side as it stands. Tepe Mazembe with the narrow advantage after the opening at 45 minutes in Dar es Salaam. Cheikh Fofana's goal put them in front against Esperance. This a clash of African heavyweights. Mazembe, 5-time African champions. Esperance have won it on 4 occasions. Worthy of their 1-0 lead so far, Samoa?
Yeah, deservedly they deserve the 1-goal lead. They've been very, very aggressive from the beginning, although my problem was they defending very deep, but they're having some success. Esperance has had a very, very quiet afternoon. They've not been able to play the way they want to play. They are not attacking the space. They've been very, very static, as you said, and they are not playing like they want to win the game. I hope something changes in the second half.
We'll see what the Esperance coach, Tarek Tebet, comes up with at half-time. This team really looked all that threatening in the first half. The highlights for you momentarily. First look at the statistics from the first 45 minutes. Esperance with more of the possession, more shots as well, but level in terms of shots on goal, just 2 apiece for both sides. One yellow card picked up late up by the Mazembe skipper, Kevin Mondeko. Well, it was 8 games and counting without a goal being conceded by Mazembe. And on course, as things stand, to make it 9. They can hold out for another 45 minutes, but plenty of football still left in this one. What's the second leg to come in just 3 days' time? Quick turnaround. This game initially scheduled for Saturday. It's back 24 hours, and that means there'll be less recovery time for both sets of players. The return clash in Tunis. The winner of this tie will go on to face either Wydad Casablanca of Morocco or Nigeria's Enyimba in the semi-finals of that clash, and go through to the two-legged final in early November for the right to be crowned the very first champions of the African Football League. So we'll look at the highlights from the opening 45 minutes. Esperance made a reasonable start. They had a good chance as well. It was Osama Bugera volleying straight at Badju Saidi. Some nervy moments early on in that defence for Tepe Mazembe. Quite at the races from the get-go, but they quickly tightened things up. And this was the opening goal. 11 minutes in, ball swung in from the right-hand side by Philippe Kinzumbi. Corner taken short, and it was a Cheikh Fofana, the teenager, rising high to power home a header beyond Amanala Mamish. Got caught under it badly, Mohamed Ben Ali. No match for Fofana as he towered above him, planting the header past Mamish, despite the best efforts of the Esperance goalkeeper. Esperance would try and ask more questions, but they struggled to really test Badju Saidi. Far too close to him. No one really in the vicinity to get on the end of that cross. A summary of how things panned out in that first half for the visiting side. There's no surprise to see Fofana again involved. The ball in dangerously. Able to find a teammate to get on the end of it. Fofana shifting the ball past a couple of Esperance players. Long-range hits from Glody Leconza, the right down the throat of Mamish. So 1-0 at half-time. 2 at Tepe Mazembe. Esperance with their work cut out for them. 45 minutes though remain in this first leg.
Do you want to go live on YouTube quickly and easily? Well, good, because that's exactly what you're going to be able to do by the end of this video. I'm going to show you how to go live on YouTube. Level 2 browser will configure space. You'll see your audio meter down here. You can always mute it, unmute it, and you can shift your you can actually schedule this for later, and you can pick it up right here from the same interface. The benefit of scheduling the stream is so that you have a link to promote that out to your email list, your social channels, etc. Then it'll allow more people to show up live than just relying on the YouTube notification. Now, through the magic of editing, I've already scheduled a stream so that we can pick that up. You're going to go to the left-hand side of the screen and click Manage. And then, in order to get this shareable link, again, with a menu, and you can either edit it, but you can just get a shareable link, and now copy it to your clipboard, go promote it, and then when you're ready to actually go live, just click on that video. Now, I'm not going to choose the schedule later. We're going to go live now, and then choose the audience. Is it made for kids or is it not? You can go into the description when you click more options. You can edit everything. You can choose your category. You can choose your camera, your microphone if you have those USB options plugged in. And then you're going to click Next. Now, before we go on, I recommend testing before you go live publicly. And the way we do that and the way we're going to do this stream is by choosing to go unlisted. Then we're going to click Next, and it's going to ask you to smile for a thumbnail. And you'll see the title, you'll see the category, you'll see the privacy setting before you click Go Live. Now, while I post for a silly thumbnail, it's always ideal to make sure that you actually produce your streaming from your laptop or your desk. Do you want to go live on YouTube quickly and easily? Well, good, because that's exactly what you're going to be able to do by the end of this video. I'm going to show you how to go live on YouTube without using third-party software. While there are lots of third-party tools out there that will give you lots more functionality and more professional live streams, here's the secret. You don't have to start there. You can go live on YouTube with nothing other than a laptop and a YouTube account. I'm going to show you everything you need to know to use YouTube's built-in tools, and be sure to stick around till the end, because guess what? I'm going to let you in on a little secret. It's one of the biggest mistakes I see almost every beginner live streamer make. Let's make sure you don't make that mistake too. There are no rules or limits of who can go live on YouTube. Now, while streaming from your phone actually requires 1,000 subscribers, as long as you're streaming from your laptop or your desktop, all you need to do is make sure your live streaming is activated on your channel. All you're going to do to activate your channel is click on the plus video sign and click Go Live. Once that's done, remember it can take up to 24 hours for live streaming to become active on your channel, so be sure to plan ahead. Now let's take a look at how you actually go live. Click the video plus icon and click Go Live. That will take you to the live streaming dashboard with all of the integrated tools. Now it's automatically going to take you where you need to go, but if you happen to click away, just make sure you are choosing webcam, and then all you want to do is choose the title. We're going live. Choose whether you want it to be public or unlisted. Of course, public is really what you want if you want your audience to see it. You can actually schedule this for later, and you can pick it up right here from the same interface. The benefit of scheduling a stream is so that you have a link to promote that out to your email list, your social channels, etc. Then it'll allow more people to show up. And just it, you can actually schedule this for later. Now, magic board with all of the integrated tools. Now, it's automatically going to take you to where you need to go, but if you happen to click away, just make sure you are choosing webcam, and then all you want to do is choose your title. We're going live. Choose whether you want it to be public or unlisted. Of course, public is really what you want if you want your audience to see it. You can actually schedule this for later, and you can pick it up right here from the same interface. The benefit of scheduling a stream is so that you have a link to promote that out to your email list, your social channels, etc. Then it'll allow more people to show up live than just relying on the YouTube notifications. Now, through the magic of editing, I've already scheduled a stream so that we can pick that up. You're going to go to the left-hand side of the screen and click Manage. And then in order to get this shareable link, click the hamburger menu, and you can either edit it, but you can just get shareable link and that'll copy it to your clipboard, go promote it, and then when you're ready to actually go live, just click on that video and you're ready to go. Now, I'm not going to choose to schedule later. We're going to go live now, and then choose the audience. Is it made for kids or is it not? You can go into the description when you click more options. You can edit everything. You can choose your category. You can choose your camera, your microphone, if you have those USB options plugged in. And then you're going to click Next. Now, before we go on, I recommend testing before you go live publicly. And the way we do that and the way we're going to do this stream is by choosing to go unlisted. Then we're going to click Next, and it's going to ask you to smile for a thumbnail. And
both teams are back out ahead of the start of this second half, and it looks as if the Congolese side, Sipping Mazembe, are going to make a half-time substitution.
Always ideal to make sure
Augustine Oladapo, the Nigerian, stepped down and ready to come on. And he's going to take the place of Husseini Badamasi, the Niger midfielder.
All right, it's time to go live, but we're testing, so it's no big deal, right? Go live, and we're going live,
Oladapo on for this second half. And Badamasi, the man to make way.
You're live, so at that point, just get going and start talking. In this interface, you will be able to see how long
signed from Enyimba in August of last year. Oladapo is a vital part of the Enyimba side that made the Confederation Cup semi-final in 2018, as well as the quarters in 2020 and 2021. To really make the same impact with Mazembe.
Then when somebody does leave a mean comment,
try and help them hold on to, if not build their lead here in this second half. They lead Esperance by a goal to nil in the third of the four African Football League quarterfinals.
Or you can even
first leg, Dar es Salaam.
Meaning that they're still commenting. Yeah, no one's
the goal that currently separates the two teams. Rolling run here early on from Akasha. Just to clip it in. Appeals for a penalty from the Esperance coaching staff and a couple of players as well. Just be a corner kick.
Let's say you have a second
Deco clutching his chest.
In a bigger space, you'll see your audio meter down here. You can always mute it, unmute it, and you can share your live video as well. Grab that link.
The midriff, ball striking at Mondeko.
And in your video manager. When you're ready to
Zadab
the stream,
to
you're just going to click.
Take this corner kick.
It's going to double check,
so
and then you're actually done. Now at this point, you get some analytics. You get to celebrate the success of your live
stream. Delivered in.
How many?
It's well claimed by Siadi. Tries to launch the counter as well. Ball just held up as it came down. And
how long was your stream? These are all great things to know about your content.
Slow to get up.
Dive deeper into
Esperance looking to take advantage.
Since I know you're wanting to put your brand's best foot forward, you do need to understand
feel for the ball.
Of streaming from YouTube's integrated tool. It will not be the highest quality live stream. However, it is easy to get started quickly. Don't let anything hold you back from actually taking action. But to understand the quality difference better,
that kind of run that Nacho made to start the second half is perhaps exactly the thing that Esperance were missing in that first half. Do you think that was something that was brought up at halftime?
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say, they've at least started something aggressive. They started running behind it, a bit aggressive. And this is what they want. You know, you have to have a sense of urgency, and I think that is what Esperance is trying to do. I hope they continue to do that, and the game will be much interesting.
This gives you a lot more control over the quality that
Esperance coach
and then level 4 is
stuck with the same 11 that finished the first half.
to your studio so that
Both coaches able to make up to 5 substitutions. Just waiting to see how the first few minutes of this second half go before switching things up.
And that's a big mistake, one I don't want you to make. So I want you to be intentional about your live video content creation so that you can maximize the results you get from it, both live and on
I think
the replay.
Mazembe wants to get another goal because the kind of changes that he made, he brought an offensive player.
Keyword research in your live stream title is just as important as
will be very, very encouraging for the team as well. He wants more goals. So let's see what happens.
You make that title searchable.
The Oladapo hasn't quite hit the same heights he reached with Yimba.
No difference. Number 2.
Since moving to Mazembe, but he's certainly a player capable of getting himself on the score sheet.
You need to take control of your viewership rather than leaving it in the hands
of the Nigeria side to reach the 2018 Nations Championship final.
Number 3,
ultimately beaten 4-0 by Morocco on that occasion.
Your computer. Live streaming is live.
Player of pedigree brought on
so be sure to close background syncing apps like Google Drive and Dropbox. Close any application you're not using during your
carve out an even greater advantage of Wednesdays at second leg.
And if you want to learn more about
how much of an impact will that have? The one less day of recovery these two sides will have. The game being pushed back 24 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's a fine strike just over the top.
Wow, that was a great strike. Great strike. Great strike. This individual brilliance. Yeah, how kudos to him. I wish this ball could have entered.
Just having a look at it, it was headed towards Hanekoi and it flashed just over the crossbar. Kinzumbi back up and headed on to Hanekoi. So ever so well, the Niger international. The second goal that would have been. Lafana. It's going to bounce nicely for Mazembe, but they're not reaching its intended recipient there. And Keita committing the foul from that far side. Later, again, getting the job done fairly well, and it's Siadi out to pouch the ball. Soundwave quite readjust. The ball was dipping over his shoulder. So they get him more involved in the second half. Esperance, young Gambian, rather isolated in that first half. So dropped a little bit deeper for the time being. Bugera hopping around in a spot of discomfort. It's caught by Malume. Maria. And Ali. And again by Tkar. Mamu. He's giving it away there. Could they be in here? Mazembe. Ball held up and Fofana beaten to it just as he was trying to get a shot off. Esperance not doing enough to thwart the opportunity there for Mazembe. It's rather a gift wrapped by Amamu. Gave the ball away necessarily. Fofana play here penalised for the foul. Gacha. Just want to go back to that earlier point, Esmo, with just the 2 days of recovery between this and the next match. Is that something the coach has to factor in terms of the substitutions he makes and perhaps the lineup he picks? Well, a few signs in this first 10 minutes of the second half that Esperance create too many chances, haven't really been threatening. Too many chances, however. Just waiting to the hour mark before rolling the dice and altering things tactically as well as in terms of personnel. Zadem just wouldn't quite sit for him. Allowed Tambwe just to poke his boot in. Amamu. On either side, able to hold on. A passage here put together by Esperance. Strike from distance. That's really going to trouble Siani, but he's not happy. That's really going to trouble time afforded to Zadem there. Got a cross to try and block. Ball just fizz beyond him. Going to see a change finally for Esperance. I'm surprised to see going for an attacking substitution. Well, changes, I think, by the looks of things. It is the teenager Cabasso He will make his way off. We're going to have the Brazilian Rodriguez join the club in September from Juventude in his homeland.
Esperance Tunis.
A couple of Brazilians, in fact, entering the fray. Jan Sess, also brought on by Tarek Tebe. Good marauding run forward here from Keita. There's a man to his right. May have just overhit that. In fact, it looks like he's picked up the weight perfectly. Oladapo trying to get onto his left. Gets the shot off. Well over in the end. Let's see if some Brazilian flair can help liven things up here for Esperance.
Yeah, I think all the needs is to bring offensive players because he's trailing by 1-0, and he needs to keep knocking at the doors from Tipe Mazembe, and I think that is what he tried to do now. So the way they are passing the ball has never been encouraging since the first half, but I hope something changes in the second half.
Zadam, the other player to make way in that double substitution for Esperance. This is Takao. Put forward again, but he's been rock solid pretty much all game. Keita down that right-hand side of the Mazembe defence. Good run forward just moments ago too. Montapo to feed. Keita with the layoff. And he on his side the free kick. Fafana matching on to that flick forward. Just able to keep it in play too. Oladapo. Keita into the area, headed away. Showed too much of the ball there, Jan Sass. Mazembe have it back. Driving into the area, pokes it across the face of goal. Chabel does just about keep this ball in play. Gacha, as he caught from behind, came straight through the back of him there. Free. It's a word. More talent, the left back. Area. Benali. The feet of Rodriguez. It's Gacha. And Rodriguez again. Rodriguez through the legs. And they have the equaliser. Wonderful pass through from Rodriguez. And the ball crashed into the roof of the net. And Esperance, after that double switch, wasting little time to haul themselves back on level terms. It's the other Brazilian, Jan Sass, with the fine finish. Well, that double change has worked a treat for Esperance. Rodriguez poking it through the legs of the defender. Running onto it was Jan Sass. One touch and then a second just to prod it into the top corner. Nothing that Abacho said he could do about that, and we said they needed to throw on some more attacking options, and it's a move that's been rewarded by the goal there, Jan Sass, the man to get it.
Yeah, I think it's been a very, very good changes from the coach. and they've had the results right now. And earlier we spoke about Tepe Mazembe defending very, very deep, you know, and I think that was the problem, because when you have the player, all the defense has to just make sure they move away, but they were still in the box waiting, and then they were punished by that. But you cannot take anything away from the striker. He did what he had to do. Great goal and good teamwork, good passing, and then they deserve the 1-1 draw.
Well, there's been a very distinct Brazilian flavour to a couple of the opening games so far. It was the Simba coach, Robertinho, who made a couple of changes against Al Ahly, and he was handsomely rewarded. The side came from a goal down to go into a 2-1 lead against the Egyptian Giants before ultimately drawing 2-2. The two Brazilian substitutes here linking up perfectly. Perhaps just being looked over by the video officials for a waiting before giving the restarts to that goal. Still just checking. We're going to have a VAR check here. On the decision, it's going to be offside. The goal, in fact, is not going to stand. Look at the reaction from the crowd. Delighted. The goal's been scrubbed off. It's a wonderfully taken one, but it's not going to count ultimately. Offside, the verdict. Just confirmation. There's in fact no goal there, and well, it could be a chance here for Mazembe to go 2-0 ahead just after the equalising goal was taken away from Esperance. Perhaps still stewing over what could have been. And it was Philippe Kinzumbi who almost snuck in. Just seemed to read the bounce of the ball. Bethan, defender there, didn't quite have the pace and the finish to beat Manish. This is Kinzumbi again. As his cross that set up the only goal so far. Oladapo. Keita. Oladapo coming short for it, but knocked back to Tambwe. Oladapo. Oh, quite a swinging momentum there, Asamoah. Just when it looked as if Esperance had the equalising goal, it was then disallowed. And then seconds later, Mazembe very nearly doubling their advantage here. Bugera on the counter. Certainly could be a key moment in this match, in this tie.
Yeah, I think after the goal was disallowed, Kizumbi made a very great run. He did everything by himself, you know, individual brilliance. He used his pace, and rather unfortunately he couldn't bury the ball. You know, he should have gone a bit further and shoot with the left, but it was a great move from Kizumbi.
They got themselves into trouble again here, Esperance. A little more composure, and Mazembe could have been in there. It's as if they had a 3-on-2 situation, but a rather rash decision just to knock it forward straight away. Bugera. Sass. Bugera skips through to Sass. Flanks back off the Brazilian. It'll be a Mazembe throw-in. Coming up to the midway point in this second half. Well, Tarek Tabe got it bang on with those two substitutions. Denied by a VAR review, VAR check for offside. Ardapo. Turn from Ardapo, but lost his footing. Gives himself the free kick just inside his own half. Third change coming up here for Tepe Mazembe. It's going to be Alex Ngonga, the Zambian. Comes on in place of Henekui. This was the very tight offside decision. Right one in the end. Rodriguez, just that left foot of his straying beyond the last defender. Very fine margins. The difference between being 1-0 and 1 apiece. Ultimately, decision that went in Mazembe's favour. I'll stand corrected, that's just the second change, in fact, that Mazembe have made. Another one coming at half-time. The best of first touches from the substituting Ngonga. It's another bite at the cherry here, though. Towards the foul. Joined from Nkana in January. And a couple of years in Gabon as well with Munana and Ngonga. And 2 goals in his past 3 games domestically. We're just having a quick word with Mr. Cap. On Deco. With the exception of the first 3 meetings between these teams, the last 5, the 2 teams have accounted for just the 4 goals between them. It's 5 and 6 if you count today's match as well, but it's certainly not been goal-filled affairs in recent times. With that in mind, surely Mazembe would love to get a second goal, 2-goal cushion heading to Tunisia in a couple of days' time. Benadi. Area over to Amamu. Sass shifts it out to the left-hand side. Whipped in deep towards the far post. Acrobatic clearance. Taken away from Takao, right to Oladapo. Good first touch from Kinzumbi there. Keeps the ball in play. Keita. See what he's trying to do, trying to pick out Lekonza. Set off into the box instead. Esperance and Bugera. Bursting forward, Bugera. Again, drawing the contact. Arm across from Glomuluma. Mamu, Ilaya, Maria, Mamu again. Hamida, Bugera should get there. Just to try and pull it back, but again, Keita says, "You're not getting past me." And a thump forward by Ntambwe. A little scoop over towards Alaya. So keep hold of it, gets it back here, Alaya. Down towards Hacha, the right hand side, but read and kept in too. On Deco. Area to cap. Denali. One more quarter-final to come later on this evening. Between Enyimba of Nigeria and Wydad Casablanca. The last of the four quarter-final first legs. Kinzumbi to escape down the right. Kinzumbi cutting inside. Kinzumbi! It's turned behind by Manish. Terrific hit there from Kinzumbi. He's definitely been a player who stood out today at Samoa.
Exactly. Kinzumbi in the second half has been a threat, and he's been doing everything for TP Mazembe. Whenever he has the ball on the right side, comes in, uses his space, his technique, and everything. And obviously, he's been the man who's standing out for in this game actually.
Venomous strike, and it's very nearly burst through the hands of Manish. Did well in the end to parry it behind. Wonderful left foot. Possessed by Kinzumbi. It's proved a real thorn in the side for Esperance today. Keita with the corner in. It's going to bounce out for a throw. Favour of TP Mazembe here. Make a third change here. Mazembe, Joel Beya. It's going to come on. In place of the goal scorer, Jake Fafana. Gonga is back to goal and rolls through his legs, picked up by Mamish. Just want to ask you for your thoughts on the goal scorer today. A check for fun. Asamoah, what do you think of him, the youngster?
After Fofana scored the goal, I think he's been involved in more defensive work, and I think his energy level is very, very good. He's been drawing to help the team, and offensively, he has done quite well offensively. He did so much in the first half, and the second half he's been a bit quiet because of the way Esperance is playing. He has to track back, and sometimes it's good for the team. You need to sacrifice.
Bit of a slice clearance there from Mundeko, and this could be trouble here for Mazembe. I'm not too sure whether he can pick it up. He does so in the end. Ball coming off Ngala Malume as he got back to cut out that pass inside the area. Fofana has worked very hard today, given a breather here late on, replaced by Joel Apea. Started the first leg of the Champions League second round qualifier against Big Bullets. Almost 4 years at the club now for Apea. Maria. Oh, just the one shot in the second half for Esperance. Had 7 in the first. Did have what they thought was an equalising goal ruled out for a very tight offside, but really haven't asked enough questions. This is Hachat, deflected, and it's going to be a corner here for Esperance. Time running out for the Tunisians if they are to level this first leg. Otherwise, they'll have a deficit to overturn at home on Wednesday. And signed from Wellington Phoenix, playing the A-League, the New Zealand-based club. Joined in August, he'll be the man to take this corner. A deep one it is towards the far post, over the head of everyone. It's going to roll harmlessly behind for a goal kick.
Okay.
Ball driven forward, looking for Ngonga. Well played though by Amamu. Into the final 10 minutes here, the Benjamin Mkapa National Stadium in Tanzania. Bugera didn't have that. A good opportunity in the early minutes of this one. Benali. Hachat. Just got the wrong side of his man here. Hachat pulls it back. Hits the deck. Benali. Scrambled clear, and the referee has blown his whistle, telling Benali to get to his feet. Didn't really look to be much in that appeal there, that shout. There did find himself in a rather awkward position, but it appeared to make any real contact. Siadi. Flicked on. Car back to Mamish. Almost through this third of the 4 quarterfinals. Asamoah, which team has impressed you the most so far? What you've seen?
So far, the team that has impressed me, honestly, has been Simba. Although they were underdogs coming to the game against Alagli, they were able to perform. They were able to match Alagli boot to boot, and then they had a draw. Although they had a draw, which doesn't look good for them.
Esperance here just looking to string something together. The shot from Rodriguez quickly closed down. Back with Hatcher here, swings it in. Did enough there to get it clear, the defender. Using his thigh. Somewhat unorthodox way of clearing it. Well, Simba certainly went blow for blow with the big guns on at Friday in the opening game. Quite the spectacle to kick off this African Football League. Accelerating a 2-2 draw between Simba and Al Ahly in the first of the quarterfinals. These teams will do it all again in Egypt on Tuesday. Sundowns with a 2-goal advantage heading to the home leg of their tie with Angola's Petro Atletico, the Luanda-based club. Jan Sass with the free kick. And once more, holding firm that Mazembe defence. A bit of a coming together there between Hatcher and Mortala, the Senegalese left back, but top is quickly dying down. It's poked through here. Could be the equalising goal. And he's put it wide. Well, that was a glorious chance for Esperance. The substitutes in disbelief. Bit of a bolt out of the blue there, Esperance. Seemingly knocking on the door with a chance to equalise late on. That's a chance that's gone begging. I'm not quite sure what Hatcher was doing there. Although, in fairness, it wouldn't have counted. The flag was raised over on this near side. Nonetheless, though, a curious decision to backheel it into his teammate when he was clean through on goal. A relief, man, to see that the linesman had his flag raised. It's been a bit of a funny performance today from Esperance, that they've got themselves into some good positions at times, not all that regularly, but they have from time to time. But some of the decision-making has left a bit to be desired, I think it's fair to say.
Exactly, to be fair to say, their decision-making since the first half. So even had some in the first half, he tried to bring it back instead of shooting. And then that is what we saw in the second half, which has been very, very frustrating for me. Their decision-making has been very, very awful this afternoon.
Just under 5 minutes of the 90 remaining in this one. Will there be a light twist in the tail to count? Good run through the middle here. Laid off. Again, just not taking advantage in that final third. This time it was Ngala Malume who saw his ball into the area. Dealt with by an area. Just making sure the right numbers up on the board here. To be a triple change made by Esperance. Wahabi, number 23, is going to come on. along with Muhammad Ali Ben Hamouda. Mohamed Amin Tugay, a third of the players introduced late on by Tarek Tabi. Corner here for Mazembe, swung in, and Mamish. That's a bit of a mess there with his defence. Miscommunication, and on the end it's going to be a goal kick, but a bit of a fright there. Mazembe going to use this stoppage as well to make another change. Soze Zemanga taking the place of Glody Leconza. Played at this year's African Nations Championship as Zemanga for the Democratic Republic of Congo. It's part of the Mazembe side that reached the Confederation Cup semi-finals in 2022 as well. Mazembe boss, and Jay. This side can lock down the win here, but they've got to be on their guards. This decision going to be, it's going to be a goal kick. A late goal here for Esperance would really change the complexion of this type. They'll be at home in the second leg. And Mazembe on the verge of making it 9 games without conceding. Free kick here for the Congolese side, and allow them just to run a few more seconds off the clock. Wahabi fresh into the action. And the number 23 for Esperance. He's the captain of the Tunisian side at the Under-20 World Cup earlier this year. Also played for his country at the Under-20 African Cup of Nations in Egypt as well. Siadi. We're going to have 7 minutes of time added on, so still plenty of time left for Esperance here. Wahabi. Shifting inside is Ben Hamida. Looking for someone to lay the ball off to. And Sass. Ben Hamida is going to give chase. All shielded from him. This is Bayer. Tala. Back to it, Siadi. Sass. Struggling really to create anything here, Esperance. The closing minutes. It's been the story of the second half. Asamoah, for you, get to name a man of the match, or at least a candidate for it. Who would you go for?
Man of the match is, for me, I think Kisumbi has done a great job in the second half. He's been the only threat at the moment for both sides. Although Fofana scored a goal, but I think for my man of the match, I'll go for Kisumbi for TP Mazembe.
It was Kazumbi who set up the only goal. As cross headed home powerfully by Fofana in the 11th minute of this showdown. Cause problems time and again for Esperance. That's a favoured left foot of his. It's been a tireless display as well from him. Still out there. As we head into the 93rd minute. Nice boot from Al Oladapo. Concedes the free kick. Can they snatch something at the death there, Esperance? Ben Hamida showing the yellow card just a couple of moments ago. Esperance captain. Both captains now had their name taken by the referee. Dapo giving chase across to cover an area, but Dapo looked to have won it back and can't quite believe the referee's whistled him for a foul, but to get back into position. Lovely piece of control there from Kinzumbi. He's done well to win it back too. And Dapo comes over the top, and Gonga got there first. And Gonga now, was he caught by a two guy? And that's going to be an offside decision that goes against him regardless. There's two guys penalty against AS Douane. The first leg of the second round of Champions League qualifying that sent Esperance through to the group stage. Sent off though in the Tunisian top flight recently. The heavy challenge that as well, but side flight had gone up, so ultimately Esperance getting the ball back, but it is Bayer here looking to break through down the left. Not a bad ball in, and well defended. Could he perhaps cut it back to a teammate who looked to be unmarked. Second goal for Mazembe would really put them in a good spot going into the return. A couple of minutes still to play here. It's going to be a throw instead of a corner. I'm going to try and just keep the ball deep in Esperance territory. Gonga. Fair result on based on what you've seen today?
Fair results. I think Esperance is not playing like it's got a sense of urgency. It's been very, very difficult afternoon for them. They are not attacking the space, and I think it's a fair result for TP Mazembe because they've been the aggressors. Although they are leading, you could see they are even fighting and then trying to score more goals.
Well, they have looked the more likely to add to their advantage in this second half. Remains the strike in the first half from Fofana. There's the difference between these two clubs. One last roll of the dice here, perhaps for Esperance. Plenty of players forwards. Free kick Launch into the box. Drops kindly for them. There's Ben Hamouda. Ball bounces wide of the near post, and Siedi happy to watch it. Hello. And go behind.
Hi. I'm okay. How are you?
Referee calling for a stretch. Not quite sure what happened there, but Mazembe,
I'm dead.
The player down.
Nilikuwa nakuja huko juu. Sikujua kama ushaamka. Nitakukuta.
There's Keita, who was challenging for that free kick as it came in, and then got back to his feet, but then quickly sat back down. Perhaps the exertions of 100 minutes or so in Dar es Salaam today. He's been very solid at right back and not been afraid to get forward at times as well. A Mauritania international. Just wonder if that's a problem with his arm there. Well, there goes the final whistle. It is all over. The first leg of this African Football League quarterfinal between Tepe Mazembe and Esperance. Just the one goal in it, coming in the first half thanks to the teenage striker Cheikh Fofana, giving the Congolese side the narrow advantage at the halfway points of this tie. The final score this afternoon, Tepe Mazembe 1, Esperance 0.